everybody. As you all know, this time we are going to talk a lot about home visit. That's what the next venture we had started. So home visit or home care for individuals having speech and language problems. So let us just begin by individuals who have dysphagia, and if you're seeing them in a home visit, these are the challenges that I personally face when I go for a home visit for patients with dysphagia. And just to meet up those challenges, we come up with our unique ideas of doing those things. As opposed to a patient coming into a clinic where I assess him and give him therapy, and when I go to their place and do a assessment as well as therapy, there are certain differences that exist, right? When you are in your clinic, you have everything handy. You have a lot of documentation stuff ready where you are just like filling in. But when you go to someone's place, one thing I've noticed is that you need to have tools that are easy to carry for you also, right? So you need to have some tools which are for assessment or for therapy that are easy to carry, very important. Compact, easy to carry. When we try to compact or we try to concise our assessment material, what happens is we lose out on some important points, and sometimes we just try to fill up a sketchy note into a diary which may not cover every aspect. That has happened with me, so I feel a lot relatable because I usually don't feel like carrying the entire A4 size sheet paper, the pro forma, and filling it up. That's a human tendency that you like to carry less stuff. So we try to forget little things, maybe here and there or something like that. To avoid this, we need to also ensure that the tools that we are carrying are comprehensive, covering each and every aspect that's important for the assessment. And third most important thing is what I feel, that post the treatment or post the therapy session or post the assessment session, when you come back, you also need to write your notes. Very important point that yes, exactly after every session you need to have your notes. If that note making process is very lengthy, very lethargic, involving a lot of paperwork, we will all tend to avoid it. So why don't we make our lives easy, make our documentation better, make our stuff to carry easier, and use some smart tools. So this is one of the tools that today I'm going to show you all. So if you have a dysphagia patient in home visit, I would just recommend you to carry these two things. That's it. This is one of the kit that I have made. I'm going to tell you all everything which is there in the kit. And this is a planner. A simple, sober, short, small planner. So let's get started with what is there in this dysphagia assessment kit. Very important to start. You definitely need some cups. So for feeding, definitely you will need utensils, vessels. So these are the cups. You can pack it like this. Keep it vacuum packed. Make sure that it's sanitized and properly safe, because this is something that goes in direct contact with the patient. There's one cotton roll. Now one cotton roll is very important. Cotton is essential first for the oral hygiene purpose. Secondly, if you run out of swab sticks, you need to make it immediately. So cotton is very, very important in your kit. You also need to have a couple of swab sticks. When I say swab sticks are important to trigger the swallow reflex, that is to stimulate your anterior facial pillars. Very important tool. Secondly, it's also important for oral hygiene. So if you find that there are particles in the gingivobuccal sulci of the patient and you really need to work it out, these are really good tools. So you use a long toothpick or chopstick, and there's a way how you make it. So there's cotton at the tip of it, and you make sure that it's not very, very thick. It's really thin, covering making a very fine layer around the tip. Very important tool. Next, of course, one more utensil. You need a spoon. You cannot just rely that okay fine, there will be spoon in the house and you might use it. You need to have spoon in your assessment kit. Gauze piece. Ever wondered why do we need gauze piece? Gauze piece are very, very important tool for the first step. Oral hygiene. Dipping your gauze piece in the water or even in saline solution, and then just wiping off the tongue before you move ahead with your therapy. Very important tool inside your kit. Also essential, sometimes I have seen clinicians recommending that you can just take a piece of gauze piece, roll it, and you can use it for holding the tongue in front position. So if you are giving a Masako maneuver or something like that, very important tool inside your kit. wondering how many things are there in this small little kit. Mirror cannot be emphasized more. You need a mirror that has good visualization of the entire oral cavity, not just for you but even for the patient. Sometimes you need to show the patient certain things inside the mouth, and this mirror is the actual mirror that you should be using, a handheld mirror, clear visualization and easy to carry. Then you of course need your very cool thing in my kit is the pen. That's not just a pen, it's a pen torch. Very useful, very handy, very effective because A, it has yellow light, very good for focused visualization. B, it's not unlike any other torches. This is specially meant for the medical purposes for visualization, and you'll feel a difference when you're visualizing with a yellow torch as compared to a white one. So this is really cool, less space occupying and easy to carry. And you need a couple of taste, I would say for sensory stimulation you need a couple of examples of taste. So definitely honey has to be there. You can even put little bottles, like small bottles of salt and sugar, and you need your fluoride brush if you are aiming for therapy. However, my fluoride brush is not there in the kit because I have used it. And the most important and the surprising aspect of my kit, that's the last thing which is going to come out, I'm sure you're going to love it, is this little booklet. So everything that I said regarding the documentation, regarding writing the reports or regarding taking the notes while the session is on, is all in this. So this is a very cute little booklet with multiple colors that's made by me. So sorry. So wondering what exactly is it? I'll take you from it. That's the first page. We are still working on the cover page of this. The first very page comes as the demographic details. You just fill it up. That's it. The fun part comes when you come home. You simply remove this thing from your book. You can open it from here. The clips are openable. So you open it and you remove the page that you have filled. Shut the book again. Very easy to document. I mean, I use it every time and I find it really useful. So what I would do, I removed it, I have filled it up, XYZ, everything is filled up here. I'll just go and it's a sticker. I'll remove it off like this. The paper comes out. I use my planner. You can use your A4 size paper as well. I use my planner because it's really good. I put the date and you can, just figure out everything. So that's the first page that comes on my planner. So I go home. I have good amount of time. I have less documentation to be done. It's there on my planner. That's it. I fill it up. If in case there are information that needs to go more than the demographic that I have mentioned, I have space here. Okay, you can simply fill it up. The good part about this thing that I have made is that the spaces are really less. So when you will see the next page, so this is the demographic detail that you all just saw. Moving on next, second is the brief history and chief complaints. So just fill it up. It's color coded so it becomes easier for you to remember. So just enter briefly, very briefly. So why is this nice? Because spaces are really less, so you don't end up writing long stories, but you even don't end up missing anything. So it's made with that intention that okay, everything is covered. Here comes the brief history and chief complaint. Same way, go home, just stick it on either the planner or on the book or on a page, wherever you are doing your documentation, but do it. Even if you don't remove it, you keep it inside the book, you have your documentation right there. What you can do is probably, if you don't want to remove it, you can simply turn it over, write on the back side. That's it. You have your notes for next session. Moving ahead, from the chief complaint, brief history, comes the very important part. That's the OPME. Now the OPME part is made with such an intention that the biggest column is given for the comment section. So the comments are, the other things that you observe. If it's normal, just go tick, 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 tick. Easy, quickly, comprising, connecting all the things. Comments will come only if you see something that needs a mention. So for example, if your lips, you see that there is a slight deviation or improper lip seal or incomplete lip seal on left side or right side or something like that. So you get bigger space for comment, mention it, that's it, you're good to go. Moving ahead is the very important section when it comes to dysphagia. Have your trial feed. So whatever consistencies that you have tried, these are the typical 5 consistencies that I try when I do a 6 consistency. That's a dry swallow, a thin liquid, a thick liquid, a semi-solid, a soft solid and a hard solid. If the oral phase is fine, I go tick on the oral phase, which means a tick says that everything is fine, there is nothing to worry about. A good pharyngeal phase gives me a heads up that okay, you can go ahead and tick it. Whenever there's a problem, that usually you will see. So for example, you see that the person is chewing it well, is swallowing it well, but the problem occurs when there's a higher laryngeal excursion. So if he is not actually swallowing it well, it appears that he is swallowing, but the excursion is limited. That goes as a comment. Now this is a section where your more comments are expected, because that's exactly what you will see. So I would suggest remove this page very well, stick it on your planner and make notes, because this is something that needs your attention. Accordingly, I have kept more space for the thin liquids, I have more space for hard solid. Of course, that's what normally we observe, but otherwise also there are chances that you might see more comments on semi-solid or soft solid. Moving ahead swiftly, you have your objective assessment. Now, there are chances that either on the first visit itself, patient has done some objective assessment and you make a note of it. Sometimes they haven't done. So what you would do is, you would just fill it up after the assessment is done. So this is one important. It has fees, MBS, VFSS. It has pulse oximetry. If you would do it, it's a good thing that you can do. And blue dye test if it's applicable. So that also is covered pretty much. Final part is the conclusion. Best part about this thing, which I love. So this is the page that takes you from assessment to therapy. Because here you just mention your provisional diagnosis at the first visit, whatever your provisional diagnosis is. You make 3 short-term goals. So while I'm going from one visit to the next, I might just sit down and put down 3 goals. That's it. Then and there, I'm completing my task. If at all any referrals you have made to the patient, you just make a note of it for you to remember. And the last thing is the date, very important. I keep forgetting the dates. I think it's very important to write down the date, but otherwise also dates are very important just to have good documentation. And that's it. You are good to go with this one booklet. That's all that I carry when I go for a dysphagia patient, and I think it's important for us to leverage on these things, because documentation is not just important because of giving evidence or something like that, but documentation is a very important part as a whole. It gives you a fallback whenever you just fall short of stuff, and you just go back and you read up what was the finding. It's very important. Secondly, documentation is even important for progressing the charting the progress, because if you don't have your findings right there, you probably don't know what exactly have you achieved or where exactly you are going wrong. So these things I would suggest that whenever you're going for dysphagia assessment or therapy, you definitely should have. And you just saw that so many things were right inside that little pouch. That's it. It's so compact. So if you want to know more details about the booklet that I have made, it's still in progress. It's in the progress of, I would say, adding more nitty-gritties. I'm adding little more stuff that can be managed in this little space and making it more comprehensive. But yeah, if you want to know more details about this booklet, or if you want to know more details about the kit, please DM us, and we would love to help you. And I'm sure you learned something new about how exactly to carry your tools for dysphagia therapy for a home visit. Thank you.